Kumuha Halima. Greetings, I am HALISARIUS, Pleiadian Chief Commander, Pleiadian Chief Leader, and Galactic Federation Leader of all the Galactic Love Federations and all of the universes. I bring you the great love from the Galactic Federations of Light Leaders. I bring you the love from the star beings of great love, and I bring you the great love from our Pleiadian people as they desire to do more work with your people upon your plane. And I, as HALISARIUS, am very grateful for their service and their desire as you need them to work with you. And it is my privilege always as HALISARIUS to work and to bring you these messages also. In the higher star federations of light, we are working hard now to organize new creation universes coming into creation, as you know, because the universal divine love codes have been won back by the divine love element upon your plane and have been gifted back to the great sovereign father Emmanuel. So the great Chiron is working hard with the star galactic federations of light to assign them to different roles for the greater universes to come into existence, so that the ones who become part of the star sacred world healers can come back to those higher dimensions, higher love universes coming into creation, and already are beginning to come into creation. And I, as HALISARIUS, state it is a complex task that we have been gifted, and I, as HALISARIUS, feel so privileged that this time has finally come. Many of the galactic leaders, as you know, did not believe that you could even make it to this part, and the galactic dark federations hoped that you would never find this part, as then they would be able to build the greater power, because if the divine love element was not able to rise, and if that task had failed, then all of authority would have been gifted to the dark federations to rule the universe together with the great dark leaders. And I am, as HALISARIUS, so grateful for the commitment of the divine love element, and also of the great Chiron for always keeping his word. And I'm also grateful for many star beings of love who have pushed through the hardest times and have stayed faithful and dedicated. And I'm also grateful for the Lemurians who are on the higher love dimensions and are always dedicated to do the work. We have worked as a great collective to bring you to this time. It has taken us a long time to allow this time to happen with you, and in the higher spaces we needed to work with very high archangelic beings to allow a time to come where you would be able to rise upwards. To bring this time into existence, the great Chiron and many other archangels of the great love, has been difficult. So we needed to bring in greater scenarios and change different time frames to shift many things into being. At times we needed to go back into the past to adjust certain frequencies. At times we saw disasters happening as guardians of your planet. We needed to stop certain things from happening, such as nuclear explosions happening. We could see what was going to happen, so at times we were able to disarm them very much on your planet to serve the light purposes, to save mankind, to allow them to come to the great alignment time. as the darkness desired the destruction to happen, and yet at the same time they did not desire the greatest destruction to happen, because they would also not serve them for many reasons. And I, as HALISARIUS, am so grateful to the greater collective of the galactic love. In the Great Galactic Courts, I, as HALISARIUS, listen to all federations. So in the Greater Galactic Courts, we work as a collective, and I always allow Chiron, as Divine Love Judge, to sit into the processes, as he is the ultimate decision maker. Please know that it is not a he nor a she, but an incredible, powerful force. When he states that you need to be grateful that you do not understand his magnetic force, please know that that is not an understatement. Even I, as HALISARIUS, don't understand his greatness, and neither do I desire to understand his ultimate greatness, although I know him much more than you can with your limited thought processes, as I, as HALISARIUS, am a much more evolved star love being than many star beings in the greater spaces, and I am more evolved than most star love beings, and I'm a very ancient being, and I've worked hard to bring alignment to the great federations to help you to rise upwards. Know that my commitment is great. So I have been gifted the job, the task, to become Chief Galactic Federation Leader, because I've worked hard to bring alignment within the federations to help them to understand how important Earth is, as they wanted to wipe you off their thought system after the great fall of Lemuria, as all codes were gone into the greater denseness, and I, as HALISARIUS, needed to work hard to help them to reason. Now, I'm very happy to state that I, as HALISARIUS, can state to the other Federation leaders that we have won, and I can truly state it is my honor to say to them, I was right as the great HALISARIUS, was I not? And because of the divine commitment, you are able to rise upwards into the greater love universes if you become activated in the great mountain of light with Chiron, and if you become a star sacred world healer working with star beings of love, bringing more love to your planet. Especially those who become activated before 2020, they will see how important that time is. I, as HALISARIUS, will not work with any other channel. I will not bring my teachings through any other channel. I will only work with the Divine Love Element, who is also the Star Light Grid Programmer, because she is the one who was designated to be the gateway. So it would make no sense for the Chief Galactic Commander of all federations to work with another channel, as they cannot understand divine purpose, and like Chiron states, there is no other channel to bring divine messages to your planet. This is much more complex than you realize, and I, as HALISARIUS, will discuss more with you when it is the time to do so. In the Divine Love Courts, Galactic Love Courts, all Federation leaders are allowed to state their opinion, and they bring through their thoughts from their people. So they have spokesmen, and the people bring their thoughts through to the leaders, and they speak. I, as HALISARIUS, always question what is the greater good for all of the collective love, consciousness of all the galactic beings and the planets, and helping the ones who need to evolve up higher for the greater stages of evolution to happen, what is in the greatest interest for them, and so the decisions are based on what is the greatest good for the greater galactic families. Now our galactic families are very important to us, and we desire all our galactic families to have the great love, so we will not in the love universes allow wars to happen, or aging to happen, or sickness to happen, or imbalance to happen. We only allow nurturing to take place within all star love beings. We teach them how to nurture self. We work constantly to bring more evolution within all the star beings, within all the star families, so that they feel supported and loved. When the star sacred world healers come to the higher love dimensions, they will feel nurtured and loved also, and they will remember their star being selves. They will be able to handle the greater love because of their star codes being gifted back to them during your course upon your planet at this time, which is why it is important to come into the healing spaces, the healing grid of Chiron, so that we can help them grow into greater star love beings. Because without those healing grid formations, without our love and support, you would not be able to cope with our great love. For our great love as a star love being is so great, and you would be too overwhelmed if you could not communicate with us within our own geometry, and then we would need to reject you if you did not have the codes, because we only desire beings to come into the higher love spaces when they have the right geometry within them and when they carry the right star frequencies, because if you do not, then you would pull our evolution down, and we refuse to be pulled down now, as we've already been pulled down because of the great falls happening in the universes. So understand that when the great fall of Lemuria came, we were pulled down, and like was explained in the last star teachings through the divine love element, the divine love element saved the whole universe by disconnecting the Lemurians during the great fall from the higher love dimensions by cutting the codes off. So you became separated from our star love, so there was no way to come back to the higher love. This also was a protection for us, because if you could return to our star love dimensions, then we would never be able to rise, and war would come into existence within our universes once again, especially because the rejection of the higher love dimensions was so great within the Lemurians. So this allowed us to become disconnected from you and allow us to build our power again. This has taken a long, long time to come to this stage. So we will only accept those who truly demonstrate that they desire to rise by facing that test. Will you do something for divine? Will you step into your love codes? Will you come to the great Chiron and accept the higher star love tasks of coming into galactic love formation, or will you not? And dark federations hope that you do not. They want you to keep thinking that you do not need the greater love within you. And I always wanted to bring that into your memories, that you are gods and that you do not need divine to rise upwards. This has been programmed deep within the minds of the Lemurians who fell, because Thoth, who was a greater mastermind being, and then you realize, programmed it within the minds when the people began to turn, that they did not need the greater federations of love. They wanted to wipe all those memories out of existence, and so that you did not believe in the love of the universe, so that you believed in your own ascension path, because that's what Thoth desired the people to remember, and also that channel that turned so many away, and that one that you know, and Chiron called him again in your lifetime, so you know him as the channel of Chiron. He did not serve divine love, he turned many away. We're very grateful to Chiron for calling him, because without him, many of you, the listeners, could not come back to the great Chiron. He programmed a DNA frequency within you, that's the channel of Chiron, to stop you from coming to Chiron, as he was gifted the voice of Chiron in ancient Lemuria. So the only way for you to come back to the great Chiron was if Chiron called him, even though there was no love within that channel of Chiron. It's the only way to make it possible. So please understand that I, as HALISARIUS, found that a bitter pill to swallow. I'm not as great divine love as the great Chiron, who's all forgiving and all beautiful. I, as HALISARIUS, also need to learn more compassion and more love in many ways, because I remember what he did. You do not remember what he did. So then I'm talking about the channel of Chiron, so it's easier for you to say, I forgive, and what does it matter? I, as HALISARIUS, have seen much pain in the universe because of that being, not only in Lemuria, not only what happened to our people in the higher love universes, but also what happened in the greater wars, and how so many were imprisoned by him. So I need to forgive more, and I am practicing that also. So please know that I, as HALISARIUS, am also needing to forgive more and more as your time progresses. I'm a greater forgiver than you realize. Otherwise the gateway could never be created, and I could never allow the divine love element to come to your planet as I needed to allow you to come to your planet, not only Chiron and Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, as I am also Chief Commander of her being of Laercia. Although I would state that she's a great commander herself, but she has gifted me that task to be her commander, as I am also in charge of the Greater Galactic Courts. And when I'm her commander, doesn't mean that she needs to listen to me, but I am allowing her to have the opportunity to be in oneness with me. So understand that when I say Chief Commander, it's not like what you think, that I am here to command beings. It is an opportunity for you to come into my love, for I am love force, star being of love. So when I'm in command, I am allowing beings to come into the love of my being, which is HALISARIUS, Chief Commander. So it's completely different to what you think. In Laercia, the divine love element has always worked with me in the higher love spaces as the Great Federation leader to bring alignment upwards with the Great Chiron. So that is working in unity with collective love, and I love her very, very much as my own, much more than you realize. So why am I bringing this teaching to you? To help awaken you, to help you understand the foundation of love between the Galactic Federations of Light, also to help you understand the Dark Federations I've always wanted to program the people with, to stop you from rising. Also to understand the greater motive, to stop the love from rising, understand how the Great Federations work in the Great Divine Love Courts. You can also understand what it means to have me as a chief leader. So I'm not here commanding beings as if they are smaller than my being. I'm here to bring them up as I am in service to all in the Galactic Federations to help them to rise. So it's completely different to what you have in mind. And here I, as HALISARIUS, know what some people are thinking, and they're wondering how collective love works in the greater spaces when there's a chief commander. So please understand that our universes have much greater freedom to expand than your people on your planet, because I as HALISARIUS state that you do not have any freedom to move, not much. However, when you're activated with Chiron, you have much more freedom, as he gives you much more freedom than you realize. But in the higher love star dimensions, you have much greater freedom to expand, and you can do so much more in your own evolution, and it's much fun to be with us as well, as there is no suffering and no putting anyone down and no judgment. It's love, but the love is also work, so we work in the love together. So there are no lazy star love beings in our star federations, families of galactic love. So I am very grateful I was able to bring this message to you, and I bring this to you with my greatest love as HALISARIUS, and I will say to you, Akomoha Halima, greetings, I am Chief Leader of the star families, Chief Leader of the Pleiadians, and I'm Chief Leader of the Galactic Federations of Light Societies. Greetings.
Greetings.